Hey everybody, this is Wes from the Console Gaming Crew podcast, and we want to proudly say that we are a part of the Boss Rush Network at bossrush.net. Bossrush.net is a place where you can find up-to-date news articles, blogs, and podcasts about video games. In addition to that, there is a growing collection of podcasts, not just in the gaming community, but other communities as well. We are honored to be a part of such a great network of podcasters and content creators. So please stop by and give everyone a listen at bossrush.net. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Yo, crew members, what it be?
Hey-o! Hi. Yeah, I should just fucking leave that fucker out. He ain't here anyway. I mean, man's out fucking sweeping the grass somewhere. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
I don't know either. It was nice that he popped into our chat the other night.
Yo, that was chill, yo.
When
When he jumped in for Freaky Friday, man, I like that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna type back when he typed in the chat and was like, "Y'all guys thought I wasn't gonna join in." I was about to be like, "No,
we seriously didn't. Yeah, no,
yeah, no.
Real rap.
Yeah, no, because we did this when you were gone last time and you didn't give a fuck. So I was like, "Look, dude, if you need to take up the mantle of shitty friend while you're gone, it is what it is." But anyway, like we said, this month it is going to be just Wes and I because again, Anthony is off doing
Anthony shit.
Things, selling his body. I don't know what he's doing.
Do you, boo?
But right, I mean, look, money's tight for everybody. You do what you got to do. He yeah, his OnlyFans is free for the month of August, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so it is just Wes and I rocking, and we didn't get a chance to usually we like when these things fall, right in line, but it's been a little bit. It's been a couple weeks, I think, or maybe like a week and a half since the latest Pokemon Presents.
Yes.
I think it was August 3rd, I believe. But we haven't had a cast since then because you were on vacation last week.
Yeah, I went away last week.
And was that good? Tell the people.
Oh, dude, it was fantastic, man. Sat in a hot tub like basically 2 days. Can't argue with it.
But I feel like, look, and I know how tough that had to be for you because you had to substitute seeing me and talking games on a Friday night with sitting in a jacuzzi with your wife. Like that had to be like, I'm sorry that I couldn't.
And then having to also talk games with Clyburn as well.
It's so tough. It's got to be.
Look, man, there was a culture shock that I had to deal with, and like I'm going through. I'm working it out internally. Okay, I'm still dealing with it.
The sacrifices we make.
I'm still dealing with it.
Well, if you need to talk, I'm here as always. But no, glad your vacation was good. It's everyone needs a much needed break. So I'm sure you had plenty of fun, and this was probably the last thing on your mind for that day. I hope at least.
Oh, I wasn't worrying about it.
But yeah,
and then that ended up biting me in the ass, to be honest with you.
Wait,
so I don't know if you noticed, but and I do want to actually throw this out right now.
Oh, I know, I noticed. Yeah, no,
with the episode, Alex from What's Your Spaghetti Policy hit me up, and we were going back and forth, and he told me like, "Yo, why is your episode only 11 minutes?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I went through everything, and I fucking saw it, and I'm like, "Oh fuck." Meanwhile, I don't know how it happened. I honestly don't. I'm the producer. I'm the one that does all this shit. I don't know what happened. All I know is that I had to rerun the whole episode in order for it to be able to be just put on the host and everywhere else. But now the full episode is out.
Yeah, so peep that. It was a fun one. But yeah, so we've had about a week and a half to digest the Pokemon Presents, and there's a lot of cool little things in there that we wouldn't necessarily probably be taking part in, but let's be real, the reason that the both of us watched that Pokemon Presents, we were curious about other stuff, but we were coming for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Absolutely.
We will get to that towards the end. We'll chunk through some of the other stuff first, because there were some cool things that people should take advantage of. So yeah, let's get this thing cracking, my guy.
Let's go.
Let's get this thing cracking. Now, what I'm using to go through some of this stuff does not have it in the order as which it came in the Pokemon Presents. Do you have something that shows like what came on in order, or do you want to just roll with what I have?
No, let's roll what you got, and then I'll chime in when I find.
Yeah, I'll save Scarlet and Violet for last. I do believe the first thing that they talked about was the 2022 Pokemon World Championships.
Yes.
That is the first thing. So the a lot of the information that I'm getting is coming straight from Pokemon.com. So it's legit. There's no bullshit. This is coming straight from the horse's mouth. So the 2022 Pokemon World Championships are fast approaching. Thousands of Pokemon trainers will gather from around the world to take part in exciting competitions in the Pokemon trading card game, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Pokken Tournament DX. And for the first time ever, Pokemon Go and Pokemon Unite competitions will give trainers the chance to prove their skills and become the first ever world champions in those categories. So if you are someone that has been playing Pokemon Unite or someone who's been a long time player of Pokemon Go, now's your time. Now's your time to shine, baby.
Yo,
Um,
people go hard with Pokemon Go with those battles. Like they end up on my TikTok somehow, and like, of course, since it's there, you know, I mean, now I gotta watch it, and I'm like, all right, are they gonna use the shield? Are they not gonna use the shield? What are they gonna? And it's like, I'm like, damn, okay, go ahead. And yo, Pokemon Unite, I'm not surprised that they moved that to being a part of the world stage because it's a free game that people are still loving.
yeah. So the Pokemon World Championships will be taking place August 18th to the 21st in London, England, at the Excel London Convention Center. But back to a little bit more about that because this didn't have exactly where it was. Um, so there was also even a look at the special 2022 World's exclusive Pikachu plush that will only be available at the World Championship venue's Pokemon Center pop-up. If you're unable to attend the event in person, you'll still be able to enjoy all the action with dedicated live streams for each competition. I got to look at the trophy too. The trophy looks pretty sick. So if you're able to go, man, it looks like a hell of a scene. It looks like a hell of a scene. I remember going to some of the trading card conventions and like battles at like your local. Um, Actually, believe it or not, I think the first one that I went to. Tell me if the name is right here because this is definitely a throwback, and I don't believe they exist anymore. Do you remember KB?
KB
KB
Toys,
Toys?
yeah.
Yeah, KB Toys. They're not a thing anymore. I don't even remember what the KB stands for anymore. But now I
I
gotta
don't
look
know.
it up. Now you can look it up while I'm talking, because so. But yeah, so the first one I went to was at KB Toys, in the Willow Grove Mall, which is a mall by us, and there was probably maybe 50 to 60 people, and that's when we were bringing our trading cards and our link cables with our Game Boys with Pokemon Red and Blue.
So the KB stands for the Kaufman Brothers,
Ah,
which was a wholesale candy store, which apparently is where all of this came from.
yeah. So yeah, so I went to a much smaller scale one back in the day when these games first came out, and now you're talking hundreds of thousands of people live streamed all over the world. So it's a humongous deal. It's a
Also
humongous
within
deal,
8 generations of Pokemon to use.
and we say it all the time. Like kudos to Pokemon and everyone involved in Pokemon, from Nintendo to Niantic to like um, a Game Freak, because they like think about how long this has been going on, and it's getting bigger every time.
Yeah, I know.
Think about that. Like this game, like the first one came out in the 90s, 90s, like 97,
96.
96.
I think it was
Yeah,
96.
crazy. We are in 2022, and this shit is still huge. So, yeah, absolutely. If you have the opportunity to go and you want to compete, do it. One in Rome, or should I say, one in London?
Absolutely
Um,
one in London.
So moving on, and this is actually probably a good segue since it's the first time ever that they're going to be having Pokemon Unite and Pokemon Go. We also got some updates and new news on Pokemon Go. Does Jess still play?
No.
Oh, it finally ended.
No.
The
We
streak
walked
is
we
finally
walked away
over.
from it. Yes, we walked away from it.
Wow. What finally did it?
I have no
What
clue.
finally snapped one day where you guys were just
I
like,
think
I
it was
think I'm
because
I think I
honestly, I
can
think it
feel
was during the
comfortable.
pandemic because we weren't going anywhere. So,
Yeah, I mean
you know
that
what I mean?
makes sense.
So, and we didn't have like a Poke Center or whatever. You mean a spot right on top of the house. So,
Yeah.
because of that, you know what I mean? We didn't,
She
you know what I
kind
mean?
of
She
made the
didn't get a
decision and
chance
said,
to go ahead and do it.
it's time to walk away. Fair enough. But for those who still partake in Pokemon Go, in Pokemon Go, creatures known as Ultra Beasts have been appearing at Pokemon Go Fest events all over the world. But don't worry if you have yet to be able to attend one of those events, as these Ultra Beasts will gather together during the Pokemon Go Fest 2022 finale, a global event that can be enjoyed by all trainers on greatest day in the world, my birthday, August 27th, 2022. Trainers may additionally encounter Pokemon they may not normally see in the wild, and there will be special research that grants an encounter with the mythical Pokemon Shaman. In addition to that, you can also attract Pokemon not normally seen in your area with the new Daily Adventure Incense, a special incense that can be used for free once a day and lasts for 15 minutes. Keep a close watch, as this new incense might even attract legendary Pokemon. So that's pretty cool, because the last time I played, you did not have. You had to pay for all those things. You didn't get a free daily incense.
I don't
You
see
certainly
anything
didn't.
with it being free.
It's
A special incense that can be used once a day and lasts 15 minutes.
I think it said free on the thing.
Look,
On the actual,
I will trust
I'll
you
leave
for the
that
moment.
out. We'll leave that out. We won't say free yet. We'll take that out. I'll go back, watch that part, and we'll address that next week if I was right or wrong. So we'll just say what Wes says. You will be able to have a daily special incense for 15 minutes. And that is what we have on Pokemon Go. Do you want to talk about Pokemon Unite?
Yeah,
It
sure.
looks like you've picked up right where I've left off, so that's perfect.
Yeah, so Pokemon Unite recently celebrated its first anniversary. I've messed with the game a little bit on the Switch. It's a good time because I mean, if you have a Pokemon that does evolve, you can evolve it throughout the battle. You know what I mean?
So mid battle, I could be battling against a Pikachu, and you could just be like, it's Raichu time.
Well, yeah, man, it'll evolve into a Raichu during during everything that you're doing with the game.
That's cool.
It's wild.
That's cool shit.
So to commemorate this milestone, new Pokemon and features are being added to the game, along with many events and campaigns. The celebration begins with the Pika Party, a new type of quick battle available to play now. In these electrifying matches, look, I'm not the one that wrote this, just remember that. All Pokemon on the field, both wild and player controlled, are Pikachu.
Just straight up Pikachu Royal Rumble.
Dude, it is a Pikachu fest. That is the only way to put it, man. All Pika, all the time. Additionally, the Ultra Beast Buzzwole, has joined the Unite battles. This Beast Boost ability will temporarily increase the movement speed and basic attack speed each time it knocks out an opponent Pokemon. Wow, that could end up being very beneficial. More events are planned for September. For now, be on the lookout for a first anniversary special presents, including Unite licenses and Hollowware for Blastoise, Pikachu, Snorlax, Lucario, and Sylveon. And this next one has to do with Pokemon Cafe. Let's go ahead and jump into this. So, legendary Pokemon Mewtwo has returned to the Pokemon Cafe remix. Prepare lots of delicious drinks and dishes in a 1-minute cooking challenge to fill Mewtwo up, and it will join your cafe staff. I feel like that's probably one of the best Pokemon you could have in a cafe. Something as powerful as Mewtwo.
I 100% agree, and apparently that's for people who do. Now, I've never played, but for
Neither have
people
I.
who do play that, this is apparently a big thing. Mewtwo coming back to this game, it's something that people have been clamoring for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You can check out You can check out the August 2022 Pokemon Presents, which is what we're talking about right now, for some cooking tips that will help you accomplish this tasty goal. In addition to Mewtwo, you also have a chance to add Vicente and Latios to your staff, with Latios scheduled to appear in the future. Sweet. Yeah, man, look, you have a whole bunch of like real cool stuff coming, you know what I mean, on its way to the other Pokemon games. So you have something coming to Go, Unite, and Cafe Remix.
Exactly, and you have all of those, in addition to the Pokémon Tournament DX and all that are going to be involved in the World Championships.
Yep.
But all of that, for us at least, we can only speak for ourselves, but for us, all of that was just a really nice fluffer. It was just a nice little, wet your appetite before the main dish, which of course is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which I already have pre-ordered on.
Ooh, so that means you got
You already know.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it.
Anyway, so for those of you who don't, now what I don't remember is, did they release the starters before this? Or
yes.
No? They did. Okay.
So we've actually known about the starters for the better part of like 6 months, I believe. And I mean, like the names,
didn't
not
remember.
necessarily, but the starters. You seeing them, we absolutely knew. So I mean, you have
Sprigatito.
Yeah. Then you have Fuecoco and Quaxley.
Yeah, Quaxley is like a water duck. Fuecoco,
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell it is. It's fire, obviously, but I don't know what it is.
It's a croc. It's a fire croc. That's what it says.
Oh, okay. And Sprigatito is basically like a
grass cat.
Grass cat. Yeah.
Literally,
which of course
it's a grass
is what
cat.
I'm going to go with.
Yeah, that's the category, grass cat.
And that's what I'm going to go with first.
Is that what you're going to go with?
Oh yeah. Ever since like that became like the more difficult road. However, but okay, so we'll get into this because things are a little bit different with Pokemon Scarlet.
There's
a
lot different with this game.
Yeah, so like gone are the days, and again we'll cover this, but gone are the days where the game is set up to where if you pick a grass Pokemon, the game is a little bit harder at first, whereas if you take fire, I believe it's easier at first, and water is just kind of like neutral, but that is different in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We will get to that. Do you want to take this, or you want me to take it? What you want?
I mean, I can go ahead and. I mean, it depends on where we're going to jump around and start having the conversation. So, from what everything that we got from the Pokemon Presents and also from the website, we are in a new area that is called Paldea. And this area, a lot of people are saying that it's very much based in Spain, or it's based on Spain. The reason why everybody's saying that is because of Pokemon like Fuecoco and Sprigatito. Yeah, so I mean, it makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Now, some of the really cool things is obviously the Pokemon that you will see in this area. I don't know if you want to start off with that. I mean, because look, we have Pokemon that we already know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that are from like other generations, but I want to talk a little bit about the Pokemon that we just saw that were new in this.
Okay.
So, and from there, I think it'll give us a chance to be able to talk about a little more about, what's going on with the whole game.
Okay.
So, you have your legendaries. Scarlet has a Pokemon called Koraidon, I believe is how.
Koraidon and I think Miraidon.
Yeah. So Scarlet has Koraidon and Violet has Miraidon. And one of the cool things that I certainly wasn't expecting with this game. Yeah, they are whatever you need when it comes down to getting around this world.
Yeah, if you've played, essentially they turn into like a motorcycle or a dirt bike, but if you've played Pokemon, I don't know if it's the same in Arceus because I haven't played yet, but if you've played Pokemon Sword and Shield, it's just like how you have your bike, but then you can also ride it through the water when you get like the Rotom bike upgrade. So basically they turn into whatever you need if you're on land, if you're on water. I believe also flying.
Yes.
Right? Look like they can fly as well.
They can. So there is, I'm guessing you, at least with Miraidon, I'm guessing there's some type of way to just go ahead and get upgrades. To be able to do, because you can't. There's no way they'll let you just start out doing all those things.
Yeah, it's probably a progression like they do in every other game. You'll start with the basic ability to ride a bike, and then it'll transfer into going into the water, and then.
Yeah, that's my guess.
The fact that you haven't been able to my knowledge yet, again, I haven't played Arceus, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the fact that you haven't been able to manually fly in a game yet, in a Pokemon game yet, I imagine they'd give you that last. Because we're used to being able to take the bike into the water and all that stuff. Like, you could always fly, but it was just like a quick travel type thing.
So,
or fast travel.
Before we get into more of the Pokemon, I want to the way you're talking about this is a perfect transition to the next part. The way you're talking about this game, you're talking about it in a very structured sense. You get A, B, and C because you need to. This game is not made like that.
Yeah.
This game is made as an open world RPG, but
it's no longer So,
structured.
so we'll get into what the three are, but I believe they said there's three different
Yes.
storylines in this game.
Yes.
We'll take two aside and we'll stick with the one that everyone knows for sure, the gym the gym challenges, which is what everyone's used to in every game so far. But they even flipped that, and I think that's what you're talking about. It's open
Yes.
world. It's no longer a linear thing where you have to go from gym A to B, C, D, E. You can choose whichever gym you want to go to first. And that's what I was hinting at when I talked about the starters, where you can no longer say, oh, the grass makes the game harder in the beginning, because now you go where you want. You absolutely,
Yeah.
if you choose grass first, you can go to the fire gym first if you want to. Wouldn't advise it, but you could do it. So it's cool. It's really cool that they're giving you the option of going wherever you want first. That's
like, I wasn't
the
expecting
open
that.
world idea. Like, they're basically taking the wild area from Sword and Shield, and that's the game now. You go where,
Yes.
because in the wild area, you go where you want. You find, you may not always be able. Now they didn't necessarily say the breakdown in what you can catch in certain areas. If you decide to go to a certain area first, will you be able to catch wild Pokemon, or will they be too high a level so maybe you can't?
Now, what would make sense? Okay, so
If you can go wherever you want first, it would make sense you'd be able to catch things.
Yeah, but in Arceus, they didn't. I mean, Arceus was actually a little more structured than Sword and Shield, but yeah, because in Arceus you can go out into the wild, but when you do that, if you encounter something that has like red eyes, it's an alpha. Like, you don't want to fuck with an alpha, because that thing's level is always the same no matter what. But everything else around matches to your level, essentially.
Okay.
And then
they'll probably build off that. Then I'd imagine.
Into which, I mean, they did this. They did the same thing in Sword and Shield. Besides like besides the big giant Pokemon that were like walking around, in like that, like you know how like when you go in, you get like Onyx.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how he was like right out of the gate, he was like 65 or some shit. Yeah, I mean, you can't do nothing about that guy. But all the Pokemon in the grass all around him, they were scaled to you.
But no, there were still smaller ones that you couldn't catch. Like in the wild area, if I decided to go up to where like that tower is that would have like the Ghastlies and Haunters and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
a regular old Duskull, like the little guy, you couldn't catch those because they were still level 40 or whatever. Even if I was, so some of the little ones you still couldn't.
You probably
so
right.
they kind of kept you to like you could explore the whole wild area, but they still, as far as catching goes, kept you to like one little area at a time, almost.
You can go, but that's on you for what happens next.
Yeah, don't be bitching about what happens. Like, there's.
Yes.
Do you want to break down a little bit about the story? They didn't give much, but what the story kind of revolves around, like who you are.
Yeah, we can. So, what they want to break down with the story is essentially you are going to school.
So it is cool, and like I said, we'll touch on the other two, but this game does give you three different storylines to play through. One being the normal gym challenge. The three grand stories in your adventure as you meet Pokemon you've never seen and unique characters. These titles have hallmark Pokemon story, going to gyms and aiming to become a champion, but there's no set path, so you can go to whichever gym you want to challenge in the order you desire. We talked about that. There are also two other grand stories beside your pursuit of becoming a champion, and many trials and tribulations await you in those stories as well. But of course, they're not telling you what the other maybe they didn't even in the other thing either.
So say it again.
In the Pokemon Presents, I don't remember if they actually told you what the other two storylines were, or if they just said that there were.
No, they said that there were three. You have three different storylines that you can do. One of them deals with, obviously, like we were talking about earlier, with running through the gyms and trying to go down, Victory Road and being the champion. Yeah. Whole nine. Everybody knows it, loves it, wants more of it. You know the deal. So that's kind of what I was aiming for. Another storyline that we know about is the one to where you are going to school. And you're either going to the Naranja Academy or the Uva Academy. Mm-hmm. And Naranja is in Scarlet, Uva is in Violet. And from there, you are going to be doing what's called the treasure hunt.
I'm pretty sure, by the way, if this is based in Spain, that J is probably a Y. by the way. It's probably Naranja, I would imagine.
Naranja. You know something? You are 100%
Probably.
right.
If that's legit, I'm not
I
sure.
didn't put that together.
Anyway,
yeah,
continue.
so from there you'll be getting the treasure hunt. The treasure hunt will see you exploring Paldea, where 3 grand stories are on offer. And you can approach them in any order. And that's the whole thing, dude. It does not matter. It does not matter what you want to do first.
Yeah.
Do you want to catch everything? Go.
The world is your oyster.
Do you want to fuck up gyms? Go. Do you want to go to school and educate yourself? Go. I don't know why I was so patronizing on that one.
Whatever you want.
But I was. So, as you expect from the series, one of those stories revolves around the region's best trainer. Yes. The other 2 campaigns are more of a mystery, although there are some distinct possibilities that those hinted in the new footage. One could revolve around the game's legendaries, which we were talking about, who appear to partner with the player early on as a rideable Pokemon. That's the other really strange. Okay, so you'll see in Arceus there are rideable Pokemon.
Yes.
I love the fact that that these 2 legendaries are just they just instead can I spell that? No. Instead
Instaad.
Thank you.
Instad.
So in Arceus you have 4 Pokemon that you ride.
Yeah.
Okay. In this one you can do all of that with just one. Just one. Because you can ride a bike, it can glide, it's a boat, and it can climb mountains. And that's pimp as hell.
Yeah, I agree. Wholeheartedly.
So,
there's still so much more we could talk about. It
there
depends
really
on what
is.
you want to go to first. So, I mean, do you want to go into some of the big new thing that Pokemon in this generation can do?
Yeah, we can do that. That's what I have up here next.
Yeah, we have gone from Dynamaxing to Gigantamaxing, and now what do we have?
We have Terrestrializing. Yes, that word is going to fuck me up so bad, but I'm just going to call it Terra.
We're going Terra
just
style.
To make it, just to make it easier on myself, man. I'm sorry.
That's fine. So when these Jones go Terra, it's a Terra. Go ahead.
Name of the episode. All right. So there's some really, really cool stuff about this. So I'm going to use Eevee as an example. Eevee is a normal type. Under regular circumstances, if Eevee goes into its Terra form, it is going to be a normal type Terra form. But that's not always the case. Just like how you have shiny Pokemon, you have Pokemon that have a different Terra type.
Exactly.
And this is also going to involve you in a minute. Mm-hmm. So there is a way for Eevees, depending on its Terra type, it can either be a Terra type water or Terra type grass as well. And then from there, you will see these beautiful crystallized chandelier looking things coming off of everybody's heads.
It almost looks like you're out on a lake looking up at the stars. It's like they look like galaxies. Almost.
Dude, it is like
they're just bright, shining, diamondy fucking. It's a little goofy. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks really strange to me. Beyond strange.
It's a little goofy. It's almost like they went and got bedazzled.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, obviously they couldn't go with the Pokemon Bedazzamaxels or Bedazzlemax.
Bedazzlemax.
I'm pretty sure I just created the name of Pokemon.
You did.
Bedazzlemaxel.
Is he just a no evolution? He's just a one?
Probably. Who the fuck knows? If you can have stupid shit like Buzzwole and Zerkatry or whatever the fuck that thing's called, you can have a
Bedazzlewaxel.
Bedazzlewaxel. It's
fine. So another thing with, like I said before, with these Terra types, one of the cool things during the presents was we saw a Gardevoir, but she was a water type.
Yeah.
Instead of being the normal grass and psychic.
So some Pokemon, they have. So you have Pokemon that have different Terra types, like you said, and then you have Pokemon that have very different, like rare Terra types. So if you can search for these things, or get lucky enough to have one,
and that's where I think you and Anthony are going to, you guys are probably going to need to get clinically put somewhere by the time you finish this game, because you guys are going to find every Terra type.
Probably. Man, it's my plan.
Yeah, I know that's your plan. And that's going to end up being a problem. But the best way for you to find these rare Terra types is actually doing Terra raids. Now, Terra raids are Dynamax raids, except for running them in this game. So,
like what we did in Sword and Shield, but
yes,
Terra raids instead of.
Now they changed that up as well.
Yes, they did.
They changed that up a lot. So in Dynamax raids and Sword and Shield, everybody had to wait their turn. I think it went by speed to go ahead and use a move on the bad guy using a move on you. Whatever the case may be. That's all gone.
Yep.
You can just if you have 5 hyper beams, you can figure out a way to use all 5 of your fucking hyper beams. You know what I mean? It does not it seems like there is no structure to attack. Which it makes sense to me, because if you're fighting a wild Pokemon is not going to follow the structure of a battle. It's just going to be wild and fight to survive.
Sit there and wait. Yeah, you sit there and wait your turn. Like, no, bitch, I want to rip the head off. What are you talking about? I'm not waiting. Now you don't have to.
And that's what I mean. It makes this actually makes a lot more sense.
It's almost like closer to raids in Pokemon Go, where you can just attack to your heart's content and just keep hitting the button and attacking until you save up for your max move. Obviously, it's not the exact same thing, but it's closer to that than what we're used to, where it's just like, a turn-based thing. Wait your turn, everyone goes, then they go, and then.
Now, also, another great thing is that with these Terra raids, it brings back hanging with your homies.
Yeah, not even just that, though, but that is part of it.
And you want to go ahead and let everybody know about how expansive they are with the 4-player co-op?
Yeah, so you now have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet co-op. They confirmed that you will now be able to have up to 4 players, explore the world together by heading to what they call Union Square. You can explore the open world together.
Attaboy.
Thank you. You can explore the open world of Scarlet and Violet with fellow trainers, and you can catch things together. Obviously, you can do the Terra raids together. But it's dope that they've added, because I honestly thought, because there was no reason for me to think otherwise, I honestly thought that co-op would be used just for like how it was in Sword and Shield. You can hop on with your buddies to do raids, but the fact that you can hop in just into the world and go Pokemon hunting together is so cool. It's so dope.
I love
that. I don't know, because they didn't go into super detail yet. I'm sure there'll be another something on Scarlet and Violet where we'll get more information later, because the only thing I didn't know about that was if you can just run around, but you can separately go looking for your own Pokemon, or if you guys can literally go find the same wild Pokemon and catch it, almost like you would after a raid. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I don't know if we just drop into the same game and we can just go our own separate ways, but be in the same game, or if we can.
To where it's like, yo, I need help.
Exactly. And you can go and attack the same Pokemon together. But then if you do that, do you have to decide who gets to catch it that time, or do you all have a chance to catch it? They haven't necessarily given all the details on how co-op will work out, but
I like the way you put that, though.
The raids, that's pretty standard. How that'll work.
Now,
so that's fine. But as far as like just the roaming the open world together, I'm still interested as to like some of the more minute details about that and how that's going to work. But I still think it's going to be pretty cool. Oh yeah, absolutely. But for the most part, that's what we got.
I mean, we can break down like I said, I do want to talk about some of these Pokemon, because they some of these are like beyond cute. You know what I mean? Like they have absolutely no reason for being as adorable as they are.
Look, this game is going to be just like every Pokemon game thus far, where you are going to get some Pokemon that look so fucking sick. They're like the coolest things you've ever seen. You're going to get ones that are cute as fuck, and you're going to get ones where you're just like, what drugs were interacting with one another when you came up with these? because they're just stupid as fuck. Like there's not one part of me, that thing that we were talking about that I said looked like Slender Man. I don't even know how to pronounce it. The one from Sword and Shield, the
Yes,
electric,
fair.
the thing that looks like it looks like Zerkatry or Zertree or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That thing. You said it looked like pipe cleaners or dude, who knows what it was. It's one of the stupidest things I've ever fucking seen. So stupid.
And then you
Here
have
it is.
And then you have Pokemon like Fido.
Yeah.
Fido, which is literally a pastry dog.
Yeah. It's DOUGH, not
yes,
not FIDO. So,
and I mean, like
nice
you also
words.
like
It's adorable.
So Fido is a very much everybody wants one type of Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then you also have other ones which I think are going to end up being just tanks, like Lechonk.
Mhm.
I think Lechonk is going to end up being like I think that one's going to be a 2-step evolution. You know what I mean? Only having this form and one more. And then when it has that second evolution, it's going to be a tank. It's going to be a beast. That's what I'm expecting. But then I mean, we also got like the Paldean Wooper. You know what I mean? Normally
Wooper,
he is a water ground type, I believe.
Now
In this one, he is a poison. Yeah, but that's the thing. He's a poison type. So in this region, they have poison skin, which is completely different than what we dealt with before. You have this adorable little fucking mouse Pokemon called Palmy. This is one that is used by your friend in the game, Nimona.
Yeah.
And apparently this one, this Palmy, it's an electric type. But speaking of people that you're going to see in the game, we can do a quick run through of the ones that it seems like are actually going to mean something significant. So obviously you have your own self, which is your main character. You can choose from either male or female, it looks like. Just standard shit from Pokemon World. You mean you're a kid.
Standard character selection.
Your best friend in the game is named Nimona. She has a sunny and energetic disposition, and she absolutely loves Pokemon battles. So she's like what the fuck's the name of Sword and Shield? Hopper or Hops?
Hop.
Yeah.
Just
Hop. Yeah, Hop is like obsessed with battling you, and it sounds like Nimona is the same way.
That's all he ever did in the game, and it drove me nuts. I love Pokemon.
Yeah, with the arms.
Like, yo, bro, why are we about to knuckle up in here?
You have a shy girl. I mean, looks a little emo. Her name is Penny. She has an adorable Eevee backpack, which actually I like. You have the professors. I mean, depending on the game, it's going to depend on which one you get. You have Professor Sada and Toro. Sada is going to be in Scarlet, and Toro is going to be in Violet, I believe. And then you have your homeroom teacher, whose name is Mr. Jacques. He teaches biology. He's the one that is going to be giving you the whole thing with the research. And apparently, he is the developer of the Pokédex app for the Rotom phone.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool how they put someone who is, like, very significant, you know what I mean? Very, very much needed.
Like, oh, damn, all that cool shit I was able to do, that's because of you.
That's because of him, yeah.
Thanks, bro. You must be rich.
You also have an upperclassman because, like I said, you're going to be going to school. His name is Arvin. Looks like he's just a cook. You know what I mean? He's a Pokemon cook. I mean, he's really good with recipes and stuff. But he's not very good at Pokemon battles, which you will probably learn. And then, of course, you have the director of the school. His name is Clavel. And since you're a new student, he will teach you many things about the school. He can be strict, but he also can be kind. And he seems to be a friend to either Sada or Toro, which, I mean, depending on which game you're going to go with. And then only other person I have on this is Grusha, who is the Glacedo gym leader. She's my bad. Even though you never really can tell with these games, but he is a ice type. Yeah, gym leader. So I mean, look, that was kind of given that you're going to get an ice type one here. So that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, man, that's what I got.
Yeah. So I mean, look,
the game comes out November 18th, which is right after my birthday. So
it's right around the corner, man. It's right around the corner.
3 months out, dude.
Yeah.
We have 3
Absolutely.
months, and that's why I'm not sure we're going to get another Pokemon Presents.
I don't think it's going to be a Pokemon Presents. I just think they're going to release more information about
Okay, I was about to say because like I don't see us getting anything from that.
Now I assume are you going to get Scarlet, since obviously I'm getting Violet? Or are you getting both? Or what are your thoughts?
I don't know yet. I honestly don't know yet because I don't know if there's any difference in the games other than the legendary. You know what I mean, that you're gonna be riding on.
There's always a difference aside from just that. There's always something.
Yeah, I'm expecting there to be at least a little something, I guess.
They have yet to do away with exclusives.
True.
With the exception of
they just
Platinum,
Arceus,
Platinum and Emerald, and I've never played Arceus, so I'm not.
Arceus. Well, I mean, there's only one game. There's no Arceus 1 and Arceus 2. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So,
but as far as the other ones, you had Diamond and Pearl, but then you had Platinum, where you could catch everything from both. You had
Emerald
Ruby,
from Ruby and Sapphire.
Emerald, Ruby and Sapphire, we catch them all. But outside of those two, there's always been exclusives, which I kind of like, because did I like Platinum and Emerald? Sure, but it's kind of cool if you're fortunate enough to have close friends that you trust that are able to afford and get the other game. So because the last
thing I mean, if I got a friend that's getting the other game, then I'm fine. I mean, then let there be as many as there's going to be. But I mean, I don't want to go ahead and buy both. I'm not spending $120 on this. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm good. We'll leave that to Anthony. Even though he doesn't need to, because one of us will have the one he doesn't have.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, so you said you're fairly set on getting Violet? Well, purple, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I'll pick up Scarlet. I'll pre-order it today. And with pre-ordering the game,
tell the people.
You get a Terra-type flying Pikachu. So, it is a Pikachu that has the ability to use the move Fly. You mean I guess when it's in that particular form? I don't know if they can use those Terra type moves when they're not in Terra form. That's another question that I feel like we're going to get.
I would imagine not, but
because even in Sword and Shield, like they dumb down when you Dynamax, they dumb down what the moves are to where they just make it to where, okay, this is a fire move, this is a flying move, this is a dragon move. You know what I mean? And you just do one for that particular type, as opposed to the many different versions of like a fire move. So, I like it. Like I said, I guess I'm going to pick up Scarlet. Like I said, I have no particular thought otherwise on it. So, cool. Yeah, so you get the metal one, I get the organic one.
Exactly. So, yeah, in brief review, you get the 2022, Pokemon World Championships that are now going to have Pokemon Unite and Pokemon Go be a part of it. You got new stuff coming to Pokemon Go, Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Unite, and then of course all the stuff we just gave you for Scarlet and Violet, which is the the piece de resistance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was the Pokemon Presents.
All right, yo. You got to hear about the Pokemon Presents. Now you get to hear that echo. So, now it is time to go ahead and let all the crew members at home and the ones abroad, we're going to tell you what we are playing. It looks like you're playing with a schlong, by the way.
It's one of those like ergonomic, the wrist things for in front of the mouse. Wrister.
Ain't no shame in the game.
I'm using it as like a fucking stress ball.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so what are we playing? I guess I'll start off and I'll just get my stuff out the way. I haven't
a lot of recapping to do.
Yeah. So finished up Until Dawn last week.
God, that was like the same thing that happened to Matt is what happened to you, where it like you got.
I was doing
far,
great,
and then it just went completely sideways. Now, technically, you actually saved more people than I thought, because I told Wes and I told Alex that I thought you were going to lose everyone. I just had a feeling. So I'll say this now because Anthony and I had a little friendly bet on the side. I set the over because you could save, I believe, a total of 8 people. So I figured there, I was like, okay, well, I'll set the over under at 4. Anthony had your back. He took the over. So he was wrong. So
he was wrong.
Like I feel like a dick because like I was right, but I was right at the expense of not having faith in my friend.
No, I'm not even mad at
sideways.
it. I'm not mad at it.
But the reason it's not that I didn't have faith in you. It's like this is one of those games where if you know your friend and you know how your friend thinks, you can anticipate who they're going to save and who they're going to lose. Like I don't remember who it was, but I knew that you were going to lose the person. It's actually the first person that Alex lost as well. I knew you were going to lose the chick or the person that was banging under the one hatch in the cave in the mine.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was a great kill.
That was
a great kill. That was Ashley.
That was Ashley. I knew you were going to lose her because I was like, I know Wes. He's a nice guy. He could not move further down that mine thinking he could potentially have just left one of his friends down there needing help. So he's definitely going to open it. So she's fucked. I knew that right away. I was like, she's gone. Like, I thought through the game, and I was just like, okay, I know this person's gone, this person's gone, this person's gone, this person, not sure. But, so yeah, technically you did better than I thought, because I thought you were going to save nobody, and you actually at least left with 2 people alive.
Yes, so, I left with 2 people. I left with Chris and Sam.
Yeah, and funny enough, one of the people that I did not save. The only person I lost, you saved.
Yeah. Well, that's because I was good with a fucking shotgun.
Yeah. Absolutely. But
nah, man, that was a fantastic game. That was a lot of fun.
That was a really, really fun watch, and it seemed like everyone else that watched it thoroughly enjoyed. So that means that those Dark Pictures anthologies are also probably perfect because they work the same way.
Yeah.
It's the same type of thing. And then you also have the successor to Until Dawn coming out soon. I don't remember when, but it's coming out soon. So
now, one of the ones I probably liked the most was Josh's death. Was he the hook? No, that was Matt. No, Josh.
Josh. Oh, yeah, Josh.
I loved his death mainly because it was because the whole reason why everybody was up at that cabin again 1 year later was because Josh and he wanted to go ahead and just play a prank on everyone so that way they could go ahead and feel what his sister felt when his friends were fucking with her. But what actually happened was one of his sisters ended up becoming a Wendigo. I guess she ate her sister's body, you know what I mean, to try to survive. You know what I mean? One survived, one didn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I mean, look, hard choices have to be made sometimes. But with becoming a Wendigo, the one thing that didn't change on her was her tattoo, because it is something different that isn't naturally on the body.
Yeah.
So, like, you kept on, like, you saw Josh getting killed, and then you look on the arm and you see the black butterfly, which was obviously his one sister's. So
he got brutally murdered by his own sister.
Yes.
Well, his former sister. I wouldn't say she was his sister at that.
So point. I thought it was very poetically.
It was poetic, yeah.
Yes, it was exactly what we needed. But look, it was a fun game. It was a good game. I mean, there were like twice. I think 2 times, 3 times maybe that. I mean, I actually got got a little jumpy.
Oh, the one was great. I don't remember what it was, but it was fantastic.
It was the first one. It was the one with the fucking clown mask.
Oh yeah, that was a good one, dude. That was a good one.
But because the 2 that I can think of offhand that got me was that the clown mask one and when Ashley got killed. Because when that hand came up and got her, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But
jaw ripped off, or was that the other chick? Someone got their jaw ripped off.
No, Jessica was the one.
Jess.
Yeah, she's the one that got her jaw ripped off. That was pretty nasty. But after that, I decided to put a poll out on Twitter because I was just curious. I was curious on whether people actually wanted to watch this stuff or not. Yeah, I mean, it's a little self-grandizing or whatever the case may be, because sometimes I just want to know, do people really care?
They did.
No,
they sure did.
They did. People made the choice. There was actually 14 votes on that. I was very happy with the amount of votes on it. Yeah. But I started playing Little Nightmares. It is a free game right now that is out on the PlayStation Network. And the game's fucking weird, dude.
It's weird.
I don't like literally I don't understand what's happening. I don't have a single clue what's happening other than the fact that I do not want this motherfucker with looking like a mix between fucking an orangutan and fucking Hank Hill's dad from King of the Hill, you know what I mean, with the fucking no fucking shins.
Yeah.
Like, and I know he's not the only one that I need to be afraid of.
Absolutely not. They don't call it Little Nightmare. It's called Little Nightmares.
Yes. So I started that, which was a fucking trip. That shit was just fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
I had a few deaths.
It got a lot better as you went along, as most games do.
Some of this, some of them were pretty fucking comical. You know what I mean? To where I just sat here and started laughing like, wow, I'm fucking.
There were so many, and you can ask Alex if you want, because since I played the game, there were so many that I told Alex it was going to happen right before it happened. Like the one where you had finally, I don't remember what the room was, but you'd finally gotten out of this room, and I told Alex before you left the room, I was like, as soon as he leaves this room, he's going to accidentally run off the fucking,
it was the leech's room.
Of the next room.
It was the leech's room.
No,
it was, because it was that. No, it wasn't.
No, it was that one long like platform that eventually
Yes.
starts to like move, and you have to like hop over and then hop up. But as soon as you got there, you just like jumped down the steps and ran off the side. And I was like, I know he's gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do it because I did it.
It's a platformer. The game is a platformer, but there's more to it because it's 3-dimensional.
Yeah, so sometimes the depth is hard to wrap your head around. So like you think you're walking in the middle of something, but like you're teetering on the edge, and then you run off. But there's also sometimes like I've learned, and I said this while I was playing, that, and thankfully it doesn't happen, the way my brain works in video games, when I watch other people play them, it's a trip for me, because sometimes I'm like, man, your brain doesn't operate the same way. Not you specifically, but just like whoever else I'm watching.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, like my brain told me to absolutely look at this and do this. Your brain didn't tell you that. That's weird. Why? For good or for bad. Sometimes my brain tells me the wrong thing to do, and someone else does it the complete different way, and it's the right thing.
My brain told me to try to open the hatch, and that's why Ashley got her head ripped off.
I don't necessarily know that was your brain. I think that was your heart. Your heart made you do that, because your heart really told you that there's one of your friends is down there and they need your help. Because I think if it was your brain would have stopped you in the middle of that and been like, wait a minute. There's also Wendigos in here. And where were all those other people? Was there anyone left in this mine, or am I the only one in here?
Into which Jessica was left in the mine. Into which, I mean, like, that's the thing, because it sounded like Jessica, but
like when you got into that one room where you couldn't figure out how to get out, you opened up that, like, it looked like a wardrobe closet.
Yes.
And the one where you had to put the chair on the, and as soon as you walked in, I'm like, his brain isn't telling him like to look at that thing that's clearly on the floor, that streak that lands that leads to that platform that's clearly raised off the floor. I'm like, he's really not doing it. He's looking for everything else, but he's really not. I was looking at Alex. Like,
now the good thing is that not only did I have you watching, but I also had Alex from What's Your Spaghetti Policy, and he would just throw in one-word things in the chat to go ahead and be like, like the one he was like, bored, and look, to give myself a little bit of credit, I saw that the board was wonky. I figured that I had to lift it. I didn't think that I had to just step on it to fall through. So I'll give myself that. But I ran that for, what did we do? I ran that for like 2 hours and change.
Yeah, the one part before you get
no, keep going.
The one part that drove me nuts, because I couldn't fucking believe it, was in that same room that you spent like 11 minutes in trying to figure out how to fucking get out. You figured it out at one point. You were dragging the chair around and you drug it over the tile, and the thing went shoop, and you saw the light come through. But then you just pushed the chair somewhere else, because as you were dragging it, you looked down at your chat and you were reading the chat, and as you were reading it, you were still moving. So then the chair went off the tile, the door closed, and you never saw that it originally opened. That's when I sent, like, damn, bro, if you weren't looking at your chat, you'd realize that you did the right thing.
Gotcha.
I was like, of all times for him to look down, it was as soon as he put the chair on that perfect spot and the door opened. And then you just kept moving the chair, and I was like, no! What's happening?
I'll get there. I have my own pace, goddammit.
Yeah, it's fine.
But after that, hung out with a little bit of the peoples, ran a little bit of Fall Guys, and it was a good time. Can't argue. Good time. How about you, man? What you been playing?
So what have I been playing? So I finished, because I wasn't kidding, I finished playing the balls out of Power Wash Simulator, and I unlocked every single achievement, 40 out of 40, did everything you could possibly do in that game. It wasn't easy. There was some wild ass shit to clean in that game, and the story got fucking crazy. You wouldn't think that there was a story in a damn power washing game, but there clearly is one. And it took a fucking sharp left turn into what the fuck that was going on. Do your spoiler thing. Fuck it.
Spoiler.
Okay, so to start the game, you're just power washing a van. The van that you're going to use for your cleaning service. Take you to the very last thing you clean. You are cleaning like an ancient pyramid in the middle of nowhere, and as soon as you finish cleaning it, like an interstellar war breaks out. A UFO pops out and is like fighting a fucking fighter jet. Went crazy. I don't know what happened, but it was wild. It was absolutely fucking bananas. But
Por qué?
But anyway, so yeah, I did complete all of the story mode, and there's a lot to do there. There's a lot to do, but I completed all that, and then there were some achievements for getting gold medals in these challenges. After you've cleaned something, you can do them all again in like a free play mode.
Okay.
If you want to, but there's also a challenge mode where each thing that you've cleaned, you can do a time challenge or you can do a water challenge. If you do a time challenge, just like a time challenge or anything else, you have to get the whole thing clean under a certain amount of time to get gold. But they, like, whoever made that shit, they made sure they cut it down to the wire, because the one and only time challenge I did, which I thought would be easier, you'll understand why when I explain the water one, because I've done time challenges in a million other games before. I figured, how bad can it be? I've been playing this game so long, I've got a pretty damn good handle on it.
Yeah.
The one time challenge I did, I finished 0.4 of a second away from not getting gold. That's how close I cut it. And that was with one of the easiest things to clean. So then they had these water challenges where you would have to clean something, but in order to get gold, you would only be able to use a certain amount of liters. So it would count the liters that were coming out of your power washer. So, to clean the van, you had to do the water challenge. You'd have to clean the van using less than 15 liters of water. I did it with like 14 and a half. But once I learned how to be like really, really smart with the power washer, all the rest of the ones I did were all the water challenges, because it wasn't that bad. It was like use the widest nozzle with the most pressure I could at first, do just like quick bursts down, and then switch to a finer nozzle for little things and just kind of do little pss, 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 little ones to make sure that I'm not just like aimlessly spraying and using up water. So I did that, maxed all that shit out. I then, funny enough, as soon as that got done, what is something that Alex and I love more than anything? What are two things we watch on TV? Sports, food shows. So I go on Game Pass. What's the newest game? The first thing on Game Pass? Cooking Simulator. So I'm like, well, fuck, I got to try this out. This one, not for me. Not for my wife either. Way too involved. Everything that Power Washing Simulator gave me, which is like it is a simulator, but there's also like
leeway.
There's also like a relaxation to it, or something that feels good, because it's not hard to grasp, and you're making shit go from super dirty to super clean. It's like an easy concept. This cooking simulator is ridiculous. You have to know your way, and everything I did it was all in the tutorial, so there was no like timing yet. There was no like, I have to get this dish done in a certain amount of time before the guest is unhappy. Like, I had all the time in the world to do what I was doing, and you literally have to do everything. The first thing they have you make in the tutorial is steak and potatoes. Well, steak and french fries. Technically potatoes, but steak and french fries. And you literally, first thing you have to do, you have to walk up to the screen, see the recipe, you open the recipe, look at it. I'm thinking, I'm going to open the recipe, it's going to tell me I need steak, I need potatoes, and, whatever else is going on the plate. No, it tells you the amount of steak you need, the amount of seasoning of each seasoning you need on it in grams. It needs 4 grams of salt, 4 grams of pepper. How long it needs to be cooked on each side. Which, again, it's a simulator. I get it. Like, this is the extreme version. Pardon me, excuse me, of what a simulator can be. It's the extreme version. And you know, and you have to do everything in the kitchen. So, like, for the fries, you had to grab your cutting board, go over to the pantry, grab out multiple potatoes, come out, cut the exact amount of potatoes they want, go to the fryer, hit the button to fill the fryer thing with oil, grab the basket, put the basket in, put the things in there while that's going. And just like you would in a real kitchen, you have to do things while other things are cooking. So you're working on the potatoes while the steak's cooking. And then it was too much. Like, it was too much. Like, there was no relaxation there. So I was like, this one is just not for me. So I stopped that one. And what I've been doing since Power Wash Simulator is over is for an early birthday present. Like I said, my birthday is the 27th, so towards the end of the month. My wife bought me a Nintendo Wii because mine got busted a long time ago. It was like more to fix it than it was worth. So she bought me a bundle that had Wii Sports and the Wii itself. So her and I have just been going back and forth on playing some Wii. You and the wife ever want to come by, I'll talk with her because we got 4 Wii remotes now.
All right.
So, just saying, that's an option, but that's what we've been doing, and it's been fun. It gets competitive in here. That's actually what we're going to be doing tonight as soon as the baby goes down in about an hour. So
love it.
That's going to be the rest of the night. Just a little bubbly and some competition.
I can dig it.
But yeah, that's what I did. So why don't you tell the people where they can get in touch with the gloriousness that is the Console Gaming Crew?
Hey, people! Yo, come here. Yeah, I want to tell you how to get in contact with these guys, man. Yo, these guys, these are the real guys over here, all right?
Tell me, please. How do I do it?
All right, so here's what you're going to do. You go to a website, which is consolegamingcrew.com, or you hit us up on email, which is consolegamingcrew@gmail.com. I almost kept with the accent.
But what happens if you don't want to go to the website? Is there anywhere else you could go? Where else can you go?
Calm down.
All right, I'm sorry.
Relax.
I'm just hoping that there's someplace else.
Oh, there's a bunch of other places. You have Twitter, which is the @ConsoleCrew. All right? So that's where you go for Twitter. If you want to go YouTube and Instagram, you just type the whole name out, Console Gaming Crew. That's where you're going to find the guys. Then
Console Gaming Crew got it.
Then, if you want to see some other guys and girls that aren't these guys, you go check out their network, all right? The network is Boss Rush Network. You're going to find them guys at bossrush.net.
Bossrush.net. That sounds like
bossrush.net.
And there's people there other than us?
It's
not just us?
So many more peoples over there. So many more.
Holy shit.
And you have everything over there. If you want something for PlayStation, you got PlayStation. If you want something for Nintendo, you got Nintendo. It's all of it. Trust me when I tell you.
What if you read stuff? They got articles on it?
Oh, they got so many articles. So many articles. And
damn, I got to check them out.
Yeah, bossrush.net.
But
that ain't it. Because
there's more?
Of course there's more. Jesus. You can find them when they want to play games too. All right. They want to play games. They want to show you them games. So you go to their Twitter, all right? Or not their Twitter. I already told you about their Twitter. You go to their Twitch. Their Twitch is CGC Podcast.
You can watch them play games.
You can watch. Yes, you can watch them play games. You think I'm fucking with you?
Like while it happens.
Exact live while it happens.
Well, fuck a duck.
So you have the co-op night, which is a Monday night, all right? You got me, yours truly, Wes. He runs with his peoples. You got Big Mike from Twisted Cape. Love those guys, good guys. You got my homie, my enforcer, Javier. And then you got the big dog, the smart one, the one who knows all of it. You got Dan. So you got those guys.
Sounds like a motley crew.
Oh, beyond motley. Let me tell you, I don't even know what beyond motley means. But yeah, they there. They play all sorts of games. Right now, they run around with a little bit Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. They waiting for the servers to get right so they can play some Wildlands on that Ghost Recon.
Got it.
But when the server gets right, that's what's going to happen. And then you also you put me in a position, that? You put me in a position to where I got to go ahead and play games that are going to scare me.
Don't you fucking accuse me? Don't you accuse me?
You making me sit here and think that I'm a big guy, I'm a big man. I don't be scared of nothing. And then you try to scam me. Because we got Freaky Fridays. Right now, I'm going ahead. I'm rocking a game called Little Nightmares. All right, my person's called 6. Don't know why. I guess I'm gonna learn.
Sounds like some freaky shit.
I'm gonna learn, okay? Because if you seen what I was dealing with that night, you would be scared too. All right.
You know why you called 6? Because 1 through 5 died.
Well,
I don't know that that's real. I just made that.
Goddamn, that's terrifying. All right, y'all. So I can't believe you guys sat through all of that. If you did, bless you. Until next time, as always, man, just please stay safe. Wash your hands, mask up, do what you gotta do to feel good, because all I want is for my peoples to feel good, y'all. And as always,
game on, baby.
Game on, y'all. Much love. Peace.